Most people think fruits are just healthy snacks, but here's the truth almost nobody realizes. There are 5 specific fruits containing powerful nutrients that clean out arteries, and some of them even show reversal of early arterial damage. So, in today's video, I'm going to show you what these 5 fruits really are, exactly how much of each of these fruits you should be eating, and the easiest ways to add them into your daily routine. Plus, at the end of this video, I'm going to share a research finding that I think is going to change your perspective on fruit and vascular health forever. Now, the 5th fruit, 5 most powerful fruit on this list, has everything to do with fat. And yes, iodized fat in a fruit. The 5th fruit on our list today is avocado. Avocado is technically a fruit, and it's rich in monounsaturated fat, the same type of fat found in olive oil, which has been consistently associated with lower cholesterol profiles and reduced arterial inflammation. Research published in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that replacing saturated fat with monounsaturated fat found in avocado significantly reduced small, dense LDL particles, the specific type of cholesterol particle most strongly linked to plaque formation while modestly increasing protective HDL. Avocado also contains meaningful potassium and fiber, both of which independently support healthy blood pressure and arterial function. Here's why avocado lands as number 5 on this list. Avocado works primarily through cholesterol size and composition and indirect metabolic pathway rather than acting directly on the arterial wall itself. The practical amount studied for measurable cholesterol improvement is roughly half to 1 whole avocado daily, ideally replacing a source of saturated fat elsewhere in your diet rather than simply adding it on top. Our 4th fruit on today's list is actually a collection of fruits, and that is citrus fruits, particularly oranges. Citrus fruits contain a compound called hesperidin, a flavonoid concentrated particularly in the white pith and inner membrane most people peel away and throw out. Hesperidin has been shown in research to directly improve endothelial function and reduce arterial stiffness, measured through a metric called pulse wave velocity, which tracks how quickly a pressure wave travels through your arteries. A faster pulse wave velocity indicates stiffer, less flexible arteries, and a slower one indicates healthier, more elastic vessels. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that daily orange juice consumption, yes, orange juice, not even the whole orange itself, which provides extra benefit, the orange juice provided a therapeutic dose of hesperidin and produced measurable improvements in both blood pressure and markers of endothelial function over several weeks in adults with mild hypertension. This means that you can get similar benefits for improving vascular health in unclogging arteries by drinking orange juice. But as always, eating the whole fruit will be best, especially consuming that white fibrous layer. Now, a word of caution here that I like to throw in when talking about citrus fruits is specifically grapefruit. If you're on a prescription medication known as M-lupin for high blood pressure, grapefruit interacts with a specific liver enzyme that clears the medication, which can cause blood levels to climb dangerously high. Oranges, lemons, limes, these do not carry that same interaction. So if you're on amlopine, oranges, lemons or limes would be the safer choice to consume. Now, before we get into the last 3 fruits on this list and we talk about the fruit finding that truly changes everything, please consider subscribing, as it really does help push this information out to the people that need to hear it the most. It's completely free, and every subscribe genuinely helps me make these videos that you see every week. Fruit. 3.3 is one that contains a higher amount of a compound that gets talked about quite often, but in my opinion isn't fully understood. Fruit number 3 is the grape, particularly grapes of the red and purple varieties. Purple and red grapes are rich in resveratrol. Resveratrol activates a set of genes involved in cellular repair and has been shown in research to directly improve endothelial function through increased nitric oxide availability. A study published in the American Journal of Cardiology found that daily consumption of grape polyphenol extract improved flow, mediated dilation, and reduced markers of vascular inflammation in adults with metabolic syndrome over an 8-week period. Beyond resveratrol, grapes also contain keratin, another flavonoid, shown to reduce blood pressure modestly on its own and to work synergistically with resveratrol to protect the endothelium from oxidative damage. The amount needed to get this benefit is around 1 cup of grapes per day. Fruit. Number 2 are berries, particularly blueberries. Blueberries work through a mechanism similar to grapes that focus on nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is produced by the endothelium, or the inner lining of the arterial walls, and signals the smooth muscle in your artery walls to relax and widen. More nitric oxide means better blood flow and lower blood pressure, but less nitric oxide means arteries stay tighter and stiffer than they should. In addition to this, blueberries are rich in compounds called anthocyanins, and research has found that regular blueberry consumption increases both nitric oxide production and improves flow-mediated dilation. Blueberries are also an excellent choice, and among one of the top fruits to lower blood pressure as well. The practical target to hit here is about 1/2 cup to 1 full cup of blueberries per day. And the good thing is they can be fresh fruit or frozen. Now, the single most effective fruit on this entire list to help support vascular health and unclog arteries are pomegranates. Pomegranates are rich in compounds called polyphenols, which we've talked about before, and these have been shown to reduce oxidative stress inside the artery walls. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that daily pomegranate juice consumption over 1 year in patients with existing carotid artery narrowing produced a measurable reduction in the thickness of the arterial wall itself, along with improved blood flow compared to a control group whose arterial thickness continued to progress over that same time period. This is why pomegranate sits at number 1. Every other fruit on the list improved a functional marker such as blood flow, stiffness, and particle size, but pomegranate is the only one shown to physically reduce the thickness of an already narrowed artery wall over time. The practical amount of pomegranate juice daily to consume is roughly 8.0. Now, for additional support of improving vascular health, omega-3 fatty acids have been shown over and over again to improve endothelial function and reduce arterial inflammation. If you want the best and most affordable version of omega-3s that I've been able to find on Amazon, I'll put a link to that in the description, the vascular finding that changes everything below. Now, here's the finding that I promised at the beginning of the video. Most people assume that if one fruit is good for your arteries, eating more of that single fruit is the goal. So, for example, if pomegranate is number 1 on our list, then fully consuming pomegranate should give you the biggest bang for your buck. But the research on combined polyphenol intake has flipped this idea completely on its head. A study examining combined polyphenol intake from multiple fruit sources found that endothelial function improved to a significantly greater degree when several of these compounds were consumed together compared to what would be predicted by simply adding up to each fruit's individual effect on its own. Researchers describe this as a synergistic effect, meaning that the combination outperformed the sum of its parts. Essentially, what this is saying is that 1 + 1 does not equal 2, 1 + 1 equals 5. This means the goal was never to find the single best fruit on this list and eat as much of that as possible, is to rotate through several of these fruits across your week, even in a given day, so that you combine different polyphenols and other benefits to make your arteries as healthy as possible. Now, if you want the complete plan for unclogging arteries and lowering blood pressure naturally, including all the best foods to eat, the best exercises to perform, and evidence-based supplements, I put all of that information together in my free resource called the Blood Pressure Blueprint. If you're interested in that, you can find it using the link in the description below. Finally, for you created my inmost being, you knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. This is from the book of Psalm 139, 13-14. In my next video, I talk about the number 1 best meal to unclog arteries and to protect your heart health long term. If you're interested in that video, you can check it out for yourself right here.